Martha's Table began in 1997 when church congregations saw people going hungry. From the basement of these churches, the need grew, and now Martha's Table is located at 629 Princess Street in downtown Kingston, feeding more than 400 people a day.
People from all walks of life visit. We have people that never expected to need help, especially in today's economy and situations. Affordable housing is invisible, and the cost of groceries and everything that make life pleasurable on any level are so expensive. So we have a lot of people that are first-time support users. We have people that are homeless. We have senior citizens. Again, they plan for their retirement, but they can't afford expenses and the things that they need. We have students. We have a lot of students in Kingston, and a lot of people visit because maybe it's their first time with a budget, or the budgets just aren't adequate. We have people that are employed, but they're just not able to afford living. And there's a lot of people with mental and physical challenges, right? So preparing a nutritious meal is very difficult. Sometimes, just getting up and going in your day is a success.
Food insecurity is real, but stigmas surrounding that are becoming less. In the last few years, Executive Director Rhonda Candy has seen this issue go from hidden and not talked about to becoming a more Main Street conversation.
Martha's is important because we're preparing meals with attention to removing those barriers to accessing the service. We're preparing meals for people that can't, for a variety of reasons, but we're also bringing people together in a connected way. We want people to feel like this is a place they can go, that they're welcome, and that there's things that they can do and spend their time in a productive way. They can access other services while they're here. And we connect people. We have workshops that connect people. We'll have public health come in. It's all about food, but then when we have experts that we can direct people to, we focus on other things too.
Some people find themselves at Martha's because they are lost. Martha's helps these people by supporting them in a non-judgmental environment. They spend time having conversations and getting to know them on a first-name basis.
So we started coming here. So it started a couple of times a week, and then I started volunteering once or twice a week. So I'm 12 and a half years sober. I had addiction issues because of trauma and just life. This place changed my life. It really changed my life. People don't understand that everybody deserves to belong somewhere, right? Like, we all need to have a purpose. I walk by people in the street and, half the time people are homeless or they don't have a purpose. They don't have a purpose to put one foot in front of the other and do something, So this place gives people purpose.
The need for Martha's grew during the pandemic. With the restaurant being closed on March 17th, 2020, they had to think quickly. Not missing a day, they had to do their best they could with the tools that they had.
We found takeout containers in our storage area, and then we went out and purchased more. So the very next day we were doing takeout only. And at that time, no one knew anything about this virus, nothing. So it was quite challenging, a little scary. We still do takeout, even though we're now back indoors, and it's a busy program. We now have door-to-door delivery as well. Again, something we knew pre-pandemic was needed for a number of people, but with the virus, right? People that were immunocompromised simply couldn't leave home. And so it's a very popular program as well.
Volunteers are the driving force at Martha's Table. Without them, they could not continue. Many times, their guests sign on for volunteer duties, and some volunteers have been there from the very beginning.
I started in 1997, 26 years ago, and when it was just 3 days a week at St. Mary's. It's a place where I really learned a lot about myself. You're meeting people from all walks of life, and there's so many stories. There's also so many imprints that we have about things and judgments. So it's a great opportunity for self-examination. I love the community. I've made some lifetime friends. And Martha's Table's motto is friendship and food. You can't do life alone.
Being alone or isolated can be a direct result when you have limited finances, struggling to pay rent and buy food. And that is why the social aspect of the Martha's Tables community is so important.
It's just such a joy to see somebody, I think blossom may not be the right word, but to see them grow and expand and get confident and just be comfortable in themselves and then start to think, okay, if I did this, I can do other things. And I think that's the beauty of what Martha's does.
Without this place, a lot of people with mental illness or addiction or just everyday struggles couldn't find that 20 minutes of peace. A lot of people would go hungry, would be hungry, and you can't think straight or get straight if you're hungry.
For WPBS Weekly, I'm Gail Paquette.